This is why it's very important for you guys to assess value. With this Udoka situation, this could have been easily avoided. This is to all men in the world. Assess your value. Understand who you are, your success, what you mean to the world and your potential woman, and base your relationships and what you negotiate in a relationship based off these things. Udoka, a successful man, a successful black man, did this completely wrong. 40s, 50s, I believe, Udoka, his age. The issue is he's a part of that older generation that still doesn't understand the world we live in today. And if you do not adapt, no matter what age you are, if you are of age to make decisions and have to handle the responsibilities of the decisions you made, you have to adapt. This is a new age. You have to adapt. Whether you like it or not, you have to adapt or you drown. You sink or you swim. We learned this very recently with the Adam Levine situation, where we found out that through some DMs, some chick exposed of him, he was doing his dirt. The reason why that situation was blown out of proportion was because the people that had an issue with it, we have to connect the dots. Adam Levine in his situation, him having value, was able to go to his woman and negotiate a contract that they were okay with. By way of her response to the public situation, she let everybody know the situation. She let everybody know that it's okay. Men, understand your value. Because he was able to do that, he was able to put himself in a position where when something did come out, it wasn't as big as an issue as people believed it to be. Udoka, a successful man, a successful black man at that, which even has more leverage, engaged Nia Long as if she was the prize. Do you see where we're going here? No disrespect to Nia Long, but it's very easy for a lot of men especially of her age group, to look at Nia Long as a high valued woman simply because of her being Nia Long and the history that comes with it. As we all know, older women's value aren't the same as when they were younger. Unlike men, women's value goes down in the sexual marketplace. She did not have the leverage that she once did. If Udoka was smart enough, he would understand that in this relationship dynamic that he is the valuable asset. That leverage would have gave him the opportunity to talk to her about their relationship. And if Udoka was that type of man that understood his sexual desires and his appetite and the fact that it cannot be controlled by a monogamous relationship, he would have been able to sit down with her before that relationship even began and let her know how he runs his relationship and how he would like for things to get done. What that would have done was that would have allowed her to stay or go. And if she stayed, then she would have understood what would ensue. But here's the extra part of that. If he went to Nia Long and told her how he runs his relationship, and if she's going to be a part of that relationship, how things would have to play out, he would have potentially not have been in that situation, because he could have potentially gotten his rocks off different points in time. The reason why most people cheat with coworkers is because that's the best way and the best place to hide it. If you have a contract negotiation with your partner, your wife, your spouse, about what you can and can't do, and you're abiding by those rules that you guys agreed upon, that takes out hiding. That takes out the entire reason to lie and hide. The reason why Udoka slept with that woman wasn't because she was the baddest chick in the world. It wasn't because she was the baddest chick in the facility. It's because he needed to get his rocks off as a man, and because he did not lay out the foundation of how the relationship would go with his woman, he had to sneak and do it. Hence the reason why he did it with a coworker. So if anybody's asking, why was it with a coworker? Why couldn't he just get somebody outside of that place? Again, anybody that has been in a work environment understands when you're around the same people every day and you can mask your actions by being in a workplace environment, and that's the reason for being close to someone. That's one of the easiest ways to cheat and hide it, which is why you do see this happen and play out in a lot of workplace scenarios. If Udoka never had to hide his sexual needs, then more than likely he would be able to go outside of his workplace and get something else, because he would have that free range since he does not have to hide it. Whether it's professionally or unprofessionally, he would of course have to figure out the pros and cons of which would be a better situation. But at least he isn't being workplace messy, because now he's in a corner. This is all Udoka's fault. Sorry to Nia Long, but as men, we have to be better leaders. And we have to understand who we are as men. Every man can be different in terms of how much sex we need and how much we don't. So we need to learn to understand ourselves first. Who are we? Are we someone that can have sex with one person for a lifetime and be good? Or are we someone that needs to have sex with different women every now and again to feel good about ourselves? Find out who you are as a man first. Then build your value. Understand your value in the sexual marketplace and leverage that. As long as you stick to your standards and your value and your non-negotiables, you will find a woman that will be okay with that. As long as she's mature enough, you should have success in your relationship. You will be able to take a lot of pressure off your shoulders. How not to put yourself in this position. Number one, find out who you are as a man. What am I into? Am I the type of person that can be with one person? Am I the type of person that needs to be with one girl every 2 months? Or two girls every 2 months? The next step is value. Realize your value in the marketplace. Be as unbiased. If it does not match with step one, then you have to gain more value. So if you know that you want to have one main woman and you want to have 4 side chicks, most women are not going to be okay with, you're going to have to gain more value. It's that simple. You cannot afford to live in an unrealistic world where you're an average man and you're asking for stuff like that. So keep that in mind, which is why step one is very important, because once you understand step one, then you can follow step two and understand where should my value be so I can get step one. Step three, contract. Dating process, vetting process. Let your intentions known up front, what you expect from her, what you expect to give to her in a relationship, who you are as a person, your integrity, your morals, your values. Needing a woman to love him enough to understand who he is as a man and the standard that come with it as it pertains to the relationship you guys will be getting into. Matic Bro out.